is great to see almost every seat filled, and there's always people in the back of the house. And look at how many folks we've got in this room. I don't think that we've ever had this many in this room. This is an overflow room for us where we have our company meetings at Duncan Aviation, and really so thankful and so impressed to have you all out here this morning. This is our newest facility here at Duncan Aviation. We're so proud of our new G&H hangar, and you drove by our new paint hangar that was just completed a couple of years ago. So as you're walking out, you'll get a glimpse of the aircraft in the hangar, and please do so. That's the fun part about being out here. I also want to thank my dad for his long contributions to United Way and participating this morning and having Duncan Aviation be the host this morning. Con?
An event this size would not be possible without the support of many. I would like to take a moment to recognize the following contribution to this event. We'd like to thank Jamie Johnson and Long Wells for their great breakfast. Red Fred Creative for helping us with the 2016 video, Wade Fruling, photographer, for capturing this event, and the Lincoln Northeast Marching Rockets drumline for welcoming you in the parking lot today, which is my alma mater. Go Rockets! I would also like to recognize United Way's campaign partners from Community Health Charities of Nebraska. Michelle Grossman, Director of Community Health Charities of Nebraska. Mark Feit, Community Health Charities Lincoln Director. Whitney Lake, Lincoln Development Director. Thank you as well to Brian Watchman, Executive Director of United Way, and the rest of the unbelievable, hard-working, out here day after day, the United Way team. Thank you very much.
Each year during the campaign, the United Way staff gains a few additional employees in the way of the Loaned Executive Program. These are individuals that are loaned from local businesses for a 3-month period to help manage all the 450-plus campaigns. If you are serving as a loaned executive, would you please stand? We'd like to thank you and your employers for providing you this great opportunity and helping with this year's campaign. There they go. Thank you. Thanks for that help. In addition, thanks to the organizations that provide key sponsorship dollars to make the Loaned Executive Program possible. The names of those companies are listed on the screen as well as in your program. Lincoln is really fortunate to have a strong health and human service agencies, and United Way is a proud partner with many of these organizations that provide much needed services in our community. We're also pleased to work in partnership with Community Health Charities agencies. United Way and Community Health Charities agencies in the audience, would you please stand and wave so we can also thank you and recognize you, please. I saw some of you, I know you're there. Yes, thank you. You were supposed to wave. Thank you. This last one for me is a little bit awkward. We would like to recognize all the elected officials that are with us, because I live with one of these elected officials, and she's standing right next to me. So we can thank all of our elected officials for their crazy jobs that they must do for us in keeping our government and our city running. Can you please stand and be recognized and thanked as well?
September 9th not only marks the official start of the 2016 campaign, but it is also a long-standing tradition for United Ways across the country to participate in the United Way Day of Caring. Volunteers help our United Way partner agencies with a variety of projects ranging from painting and cleaning to reading to children. Day of Caring will begin this afternoon, with most of the volunteer activities occurring tomorrow. Over 300 volunteers will be serving at 23 different locations. That is amazing. If you or your company will be participating in Day of Caring, I would ask that you stand to be recognized. Anyone? I know Duncan is. I saw the emails. Inside the program, you will find a list of organizations providing volunteers as well as those agencies involved in this special day. The people standing are a testament to not only the financial support given to our partner agencies, but also the value of donating your time and talent. Thank you to all who are participating.
Okay, I hope you're enjoying this little tag team that Connie and I have going up here. We had 2 mics that were working great. Now we got 1 mic, and so thanks for seeing us back and forth here. But let's get down to what we're here for today, the business of the day. We began working on this campaign in March of this year, and we set our goals, outlined our objectives. I'd ask that the members of the 2016 campaign cabinet that are all helping, that are all the key leaders for this campaign, please rise and stand so that we can thank you and acknowledge all of your hard work that's been going on. Please, all of you. You cannot imagine the work and dedication that this group puts forward. I am part of it now, and I see the dedication, and I am so thankful for our strong group. So again, from Connie and myself, thank you. Again, their names are displayed on the screen as well as in your program. 19 individuals, and they bring this energy to the campaign that will ultimately see us to our success. Because it takes hard work. We all know that. It takes dedication and determination, and Connie and I certainly could not do this alone. So to this entire community, we wish to thank you. And we're also excited that our campaign vice chair this year, Russ Shebik of Wells Fargo, will be looking forward to this leadership role next year. This year he's leading the Pacesetter campaign, and as many of you know, Pacesetters are a group of organizations that run early United Way Community Health Charities campaigns, and they set the stage really for all of the others to follow. We'd like to welcome Russ to share a bit more about the Pacesetters' accomplishments so far this year. Sorry, Russ, I'm looking around. You're right in front of me. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. First and foremost, I want to thank Todd and Connie for the great venue to have this event and for sponsoring the breakfast. I want to thank all the employees at Duncan Aviation that I'm sure helped with this also. And just appreciate all your leadership and all the hard work that you guys have put in for this campaign. So. And also just want to take the opportunity to thank all of you for being here and for all the support that you guys provide for the community. Obviously, Lincoln is a wonderful community, and it wouldn't be that way without people here in the room. So thank you for everything you do. Okay, so we'll get on to business here. The Pacesetters campaign consists of 44 organizations, which are selected to be in part of this group. 16 of them are businesses, and 28 are United Way Community Health Charities agencies. The listing of all those agencies are in your program. So at this point, I would like all the Pace Center campaigns to please rise while we announce your results. Should be a big group, so. So we are pleased to announce that through a lot of hard work, persistence, and education of the great need in our community, the Pacesetter organizations raised $2,089,215, which represents 29% of the campaign. Congratulations and thank you to all 44 of these organizations for your outstanding contribution to this campaign. So I would also like to recognize the organizations that were Pacesetters who not only met but exceeded the Pacesetter goal of striving for a minimum 4% increase this year. We'll start with companies that, through their Pace Center campaign, raised 4% or more over last year's total. So if you are here with us today, can you please stand as your company's name is announced? So the first one on the list, Lincoln Community Foundation, had a 9% increase. Security First Bank, an 8% increase. Nelnet had a 7% increase. Swanson Russell also had a 7% increase. Olson and Associates, a 5% increase. Dutos Chevrolet Subaru had a 4% increase. And Union Bank and Trust also had a 4% increase. So you guys got us off to an awesome start, and we appreciate everything you did with that. Now we'd like to thank the United Way and Community Health Charities agencies that also achieved a 4% increase in their Pace Setter campaign. So if you could please stand as your name is announced also. So first one on the list, Fresh Start had a whopping 78% increase. Voices of Hope, a 40% increase. Northeast Family Center, also a 40% increase. Morning Hope Grief Center, a 39% increase. The Center for People in Need, a 37% increase. Child Guidance Center, a 34% increase. Nebraska Healthcare Association, a 29% increase. The Hub, a 26% increase. Crohn's and Colitis Foundation of America, the Nebraska Iowa chapter, 25% increase. League of Human Dignity, a 21% increase. Lighthouse, 11% increase. CASA for Lancaster County, an 8% increase, or 6% increase, I'm sorry. And the United Way of Lincoln and Lancaster County, a 5% increase. These agencies truly demonstrate their commitment to the United Way Community Health Charities campaign, and we are thankful for that and the work that you do day in and day out. So let's give them all a round of applause, please. It's been a pleasure to be the Service Pace Setter Chair this year. It's been extremely eye-opening to see the commitment you all have to the betterment of our community. Thank you again, and now I'm going to turn it back over to Todd and Connie.
Thank you, Russ, for your leadership, and I understand we'll be seeing you on a stage next year. The Pace Setters truly set the tone for this year's campaign in more ways than just overall dollars raised. Our Engage, Empower, Graduate initiative, led by the Women's Leadership and Emerging Leaders Councils, will continue to provide targeted dollars and volunteerism to the McPhee Elementary School community. We are on the 4th year of a 5-year, $1 million funding cycle for this effort. I am pleased to report that through the Pace Setters campaign, this initiative has already raised a total of $150,000, which is 51% of our $297,000 goal. Congratulations on the efforts of these two groups, as well as the Pace Setters, for supporting this great initiative. Now it is up to the rest of us to help them complete this goal. I think it's important to point out that we've had some really great outcomes from this program already. We just completed our 3rd year of Jump Start to Kindergarten at McPhee Elementary School, and we'll know more by the end of 1st quarter. But to give you an idea of the impact this program had on the kindergartners last year, 47% of Jump Start students had met writing expectations, compared to 37% of their non-participant peers. and 32% had surpassed expectations, compared to only 11% of their peers. 68% of Jumpstart students exceeded first quarter math goals, compared to 21% of their non-participant peers. This is a testament to the power of this program. A couple of other highlights. 15 adults participated in the Family Literacy Program last year, and 71% advanced to at least one level, and 2 of the adults tested out of the English as a second language program. 26 families were served through the FAST program, and of those, 100% of the students involved maintained or improved school behavior, and 100% of the families discharged met their service goals. I know many of you support Engage, Empower, Graduate, so know your dollars are making a real difference.
And I think this is really ultimately what this morning's about, is making a difference. You know, the money goes to make a difference in our community, and it's about outcomes. It's not about just feeling good, even though it does feel good to be a part of this community in this way. Last year, United Way and Community Health Charities raised $7,045,550, which is the most ever raised in our community, and thanks to our leaders, Kim and Bill over here, for their work last year. This year's goal is $7.2 million. We've got a lot to accomplish to reach that goal of 7.2, but we're on our way there, as you've heard, and more dollars have been raised in pace setters than in our history. While not a pace setter, however, the state of Nebraska began running their campaign in August, and they're in the process of currently wrapping up theirs. When you combine this and other early dollars raised, along with the pace setter dollars, we can announce to the community that we have $2,775,434 to put towards our goal. This is an amazing 39% of the campaign already raised in just 8 short weeks. Now we need to finish the rest, just as we started so strong.
And now, it is my honor to introduce to you the 4th and 5th grade choir students from Arnold Elementary School, which is right down the street from Duncan Aviation. I just want to call attention to the fact that there are 91 students with us here today, which I think is absolutely exceptional. I also want to thank their rock star principal, J.J. Wilkins, and choir director, Nolan Schmidt, for making this happen this morning and sharing these wonderful students with us. I know I went to the school this summer. I called JJ and I said, I have a deal for you. I'd like to have my passion of education and Todd's passion of aviation in the United Way program. And he said, Connie, I'll do whatever you want. And I said, great, I need a choir. In my mind, I was thinking, 20, 30 kids. We call up Nolan. He said, well, I have like 80 or 90. We said, bring it on. So we have 91 of the most beautiful children I've ever seen up here to entertain you. And I could keep talking while they keep coming in, so should I? We have 2 more rows left. And some of their parents have joined us today as well. And we had said all the parents are welcome.
I heard these kids just wanted to get out of school this morning. Is that true? Did you guys get, yeah, okay. They don't start till 9, and so they got up early and did this for us. Let's have a round of applause before they get started.
in this room right now. Nolan, kids, that was amazing. I hope I can get through the rest of this without crying. See, little kids always make me cry. Always, every time. Ask my husband. Tearjerker right here. So we're going to try. So if I start to cry, someone might have to come up here and pat me on the back, okay? All right. So I think they need one more round of applause. What do you think? As most of you know, I was an educator for many years, 17 in fact, and now I'm on the Board of Education. I've spent my entire professional and volunteer career with children. They are our future. An investment we as a community need to invest our time and resources in. At this point, these 4th and 5th grade students have their entire lives ahead of them. They have dreams and goals. They think they can just fly anywhere and do anything. They truly do believe that they can see it, they can do it. If they can dream it, they can achieve it. And that is why we do what we do. We do this year after year for these children. We want to ensure that they have the best start in life. We want to ensure they receive a solid education because that will open up better employment opportunities down the road. And with a higher level of income comes access to better health and safety. You see, it's a cycle. If we don't help children, help them fly, what does the next generation look like? And what does the one after that look like? We are so fortunate to live in a community that cares about this. As an example of that, we have a very special young man here with us today. Alex Torres was the 2016 Youth of the Year for Boys and Girls Club of Lincoln, Lancaster County. I am so proud of this young man. He has competed in many speech competitions, done his speech here in Lincoln and Omaha. For the Boys and Girls Club, I've watched him grow as a young man, and so I've asked him to come and give his speech to all of you. Please help me welcome Alex to the stage.
Scene 1. Boom. Crash. All of a sudden, I find myself still attached to my bike, sideways and immobilized, feeling the coldness of the street concrete. I thought to myself, was this real? Am I here? I was only trying to ride my bike to school, less than 7 blocks away. I was sure I could make it like every other day. My head was bleeding. Everyone's gathered around me, and the driver of the SUV ran in front of me and said, "I just hit a child. I just hit a child." As I hear the sirens in the background, today's my last day of school, in May, my 7th grade year. The impact never knocked me out as I was awake under the SUV that had dragged me and my bike. Crying my eyes out, I didn't want to die with all this blood and trauma. My mind was thinking it was a great possibility. So, I prayed to Jesus to allow me to live. Good afternoon. My name is Alex Torres, a senior in Lincoln High School in Lincoln, Nebraska. An extremely proud and alive member of the Boys and Girls Club of Lincoln and Lancaster County. Born in Phoenix, Arizona, lived in Arizona, Idaho, then moved to Lincoln. I have 3 sisters, 1 brother, and a mom and dad. Being a shy kid come to a new state, I didn't know anything. Didn't hardly speak English because at home we only talked Spanish. My family was poor, and my dad was the only one working, and my mother just took care of us. Enough about that. As for me personally, I was a confusing kid, not knowing from right from wrong. The friends I made were not a good influence on me. I just wanted to fit in the crowd. Conflicted, I felt more relaxed with the Boys and Girls Club. As the year went on, my parents forced me to go to Boys and Girls Club Power Hour. Because in school, I didn't care about completing any of my homework. I wanted to leave the club, but I was not allowed. Then I was introduced to Mr. Cordera, but the club members called him Mr. C. I felt like he was always on my case 24/7. I was like, dude, leave me alone, you're getting my last nerve. Scene 2. At the scene of the accident, I could not move. The ambulance came and lifted the car for me. They put me inside the stretcher, and inside the ambulance, I was in unbearable pain, screaming at the top of my lungs for my mother. Arriving at the hospital, as they pushed me straight into the emergency room, as I opened my eyes again, I saw my beautiful mother. I told my mother I was sorry and it was all my fault. She told me, no, it's not. and she also started to cry with me. The nurse shared with me the skin inside of my head was split open like a banana peel. I had 34 staples inside of my head and a fractured wrist. 3 weeks later, I had a strong desire returning to the Boys and Girls Club and went every day for the rest of summer. It was my 8th grade year. I thought I was going to change, but I didn't. I started lying to my mother a lot, and my doctor decided to send me to Madonna Rehabilitation Hospital to make sure I had any brain damage or memory loss as a result of the accident. Going to therapy helped me realize I was fine. 9th grade, still immature, but this time I focused on school, just barely passing my grades. 10th grade, I decided not to hang around my former friends. Oddly enough, I began picturing myself working at the club when I graduated from high school. Total transformation. Then Dr. Brent, our unit director, talked to me about being a junior staff member. I was really interested, so I became a leader with the young members all summer long. I felt like I could be a great staff member. That was my motivator to improve my grades. I had all A's and B's in all my classes. I'm the first one in my family to do that. Scene 3. It's my 11th grade year. That was going to show confirmation. That was the leader to the club, staff, members, and mostly myself. Then Mr. C approached me about Keystone. I said, yeah, why not? I became president of Keystone. Our program has been phenomenal. We started teen night once a month and expanded into a brand new Boys and Girls Club building next year. Every day, I am reminded of the positive choice to replace my past. The permanent score inside of my head means to me the second chance of lifetime survival was the Boys and Girls Club. I have dedicated the last 7.5 years of my life staying connected with our club. I'm happy to say it has paid off. The blood I shed riding my bike to school, representing a negative situation, has now become the same blood that runs in my veins, representing my positive transition and attitude, and thought by accepting the Boys and Girls Club as my new way to live. Though I have an undenying commitment serving the Boys and Girls Club community, locally, statewide, regionally, and nationally. The many life lessons I learned will never be forgotten. Thank you, Boys and Girls Club, for a new life.
That is a fantastic story and motivates us all. Thank you so much for sharing and being our future, being the future in this community. Thank you all for joining us this morning. It's been a wonderful morning. We've got friends, neighbors, family that count on our dollars. These young people count on our future. Let's build on the enthusiasm of the day and take it into our community and be the advocates for this 2016 United Way Community Health Charities campaign. And if you need motivation, just take one more look at these kids. Recognize that in our city, which we love so much, nearly, or I should say just over 40%, are on some sort of reduced or free lunch program, okay? That's the need in our community. If you didn't get it from Alex, you can visualize it here by taking half of these children and recognizing that they need that help in our community. We are the leaders for that help. Thank you all for being here today. Thank you all for supporting this United Way Community Health Charities campaign. Have a great morning.
He took the midnight train. see.